I was listening to a podcast yesterday and it brought up a really interesting question that comes up in a lot of different forms in my coaching sessions. And it's this question of, can I release stories of the past without releasing the knowingness, the lessons that I learned from that, and be able to be here in the present with fresh eyes and fresh understanding, fresh awareness. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, and also how understanding what those different pieces mean can not only bring a lot of lightness to our relationships with ourselves and others, but also can reduce huge amounts of stress and bring a lot of trust and self-alignment to ourselves, because it opens up a door for us to trust ourselves. So when we have stories from the past, for example, so-and-so did this to me and I can't ever trust them again. I get the question a lot, I would like to let go of it and I guess I can forgive them, but if I don't hold on to that story, then I'm gonna, history will repeat itself. This is my favorite quote. History repeats itself whenever we don't learn from the past. But that assumes, I think, for a lot of people, that we have to hold that story in our heads at all times. Otherwise, we will end up being a victim to past circumstances. And guys, that's not the way that it works. We have experienced that. And if we have learned from it, there's a knowingness here that is rooted in ourselves, that does not require us to ruminate and think about those circumstances again and again and again to keep us from getting hurt. In fact, it keeps our attention on those events. And so what happens is we have this idea of, I need to keep thinking about this, but we keep our attention focused on the thing that we do not want to happen again. And in doing so, we call that more into our lives. And so I want you to get curious. I wish for you to get really, really curious. What happens if I give myself permission to release the stories, to say, okay, the energy might be there, but I don't have to keep going over this story again and again and again. I can let it go, and I trust that when I meet that person again, or when I'm in a similar situation, I trust myself to know what to do. And in this way, giving space for the present moment, giving fresh eyes to see what is here now without all of the obscurities of the stories from the past. And in that way, also the lightness of being, the reduction of stress, because you don't have to hold on to all of that stuff. You trust yourself. This can be a really tough thing. If you need support, reach out. I mean, this is one of the things that I work with folks a lot on, is the ability to say, can I give myself permission to release these stories, these things, these ideas and beliefs that are holding me back from the freedom that I know is possible for me. And I wish that for you. I wish you freedom and lightness of being, and also a beautiful rest of your weekend. Ciao, guys.